Name no new justice.
Whatever the JUTC, rep, like sweets, no Costa, no taxi, one JUTC. Are you ready to go? Are you ready to go? You ready to go? You ready to go?
Big up Jasmine. Let's go. Steve, big up yourself. Maxine, big up yourself. Come on, family, let me know you're there. Come on now. Civil servant. I never born with no gold spoon in my mouth.
Oh, Lesbania. Oh, Lesbania.
Let me know who's there, family. Marie, big up, big up. Janet, big up. Jerry, big up. Come in, family. Bless up, family. Bless up.
The possibility, whatever made him
Anthony C. Mister, bless up, family. Bless up.
Question his capacity to make decisions as a leader.
Maxine, bless up. Family, bless up. Greetings to everybody. On a big up, on a bless up on yourself right now. I've been healing up the people, but let me do it again. Yeah, Jasmine in the building, Steve Donaldson, Maxine Anderson, Marie Dolly, Janet Brown, Jerry Christie, Anthony C. Mister said Anthony C. Mister says third term loading, shower straight every time, shower. Third term boss loading. That's what I'm talking about. Shower labor rights. Everybody on a big up on yourself right now. You understand what I'm saying? Anthony C. Mister. Let's see who is right here. You know we try to keep it decent on the steady show. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, big up, bless up to everybody. So I want to come and talk about this topic. Yeah? You know, I'm going to give my opinion on what's going on in Jamaica. Yeah? Because I noticed that a lot of entertainers, regardless of where they come from, a lot of entertainers they're getting very vocal as it relates to the politics in Jamaica. And over the last months, we have all witnessed the failures of Mark Golding. Yeah? Everything he puts his hands to, it fails. Not meeting the mark, not living up to the standard of what we see happening in the Jamaica Labour Party. Yeah? However, Mark Golding continues to enjoy the privilege of every time he make a mistake, those mistakes are overlooked. Every time his weaknesses and his shortcomings show, They are overlooked. Yet, the Jamaica Labour Party and Dr. Andrew Holness does not enjoy that. And we have to ask ourselves, what's going on right here? Is Mark Golding enjoying white privilege in a Jamaica? You understand me? Are we dealing with the matter of white saviorism in a Jamaica? And the white savior complex that is up on us again? And come on, Jamaicans, we're going to talk straight this evening. We know that in this country, we have a history of, as they would say, if you're white, you are right. If you're brown, you can stick around. But if you're black, you can go back. And I come this evening not to talk about race or to attack Mark Golding's race. But I want us to look at ourselves as Jamaican people and the kind of mindset that we have. You tell me, coming from the days of Manley up to now with Mark Golding, what is it that is so special about Mark Golding? Why people feel, say, we can just overlook, or it's okay for us to just overlook. Thank you very much, Barbara, because I know I can't be the only one thinking like this. Marie, big up yourself. She said, good night. Shower families. Barbara says, yes, he is enjoying the white privilege status. Absolutely, he is. Somebody said, good night, steady, and shower labor rights. Jerry, Cynthia in the building. He absolutely is enjoying it. And when he called the press conference some time ago, that was the first question that they asked him. And I believe that it was a setup because Mark Golding wanted it to look like, or they wanted it to look like, if Mark Golding's race become a part of the conversation, then it is that we are being racists. But no, that's not what we're looking at. Mark Golding did not come to us as a competent man. Mark Golding didn't enter the scene as a man that has any kind of political background or a business background that we can look at and say, yeah, man, he has this going for him. It's not even like in Manley's days. In Manley's days, we could say, you know, Manley was a person who, he was a good talker. He had charisma. He knew how to reach the Jamaican people. And he showed that he understood the struggles of the Jamaican people. Yeah? He never came to us and talking about him is a him want him to run the country with a bag of Tapanaris people behind him. So Mark Golding came on the scene not really showing us that he is for the regular common Jamaicans. Him come out and him tell we say, at the Tapanaris set of people in a Jamaica, him a look for the 5% of Jamaicans who, you understand me, we only shop in their businesses and we only hear about their role in the politics and which party them support and so on. We go to the store and we purchase their products and so on. But aside from that, they don't have any real interactions with the regular Jamaican people. Mark Golding, so that 5% of Jamaicans that he comes from. But not only is he from that stock where it's that small, than the 5% of Jamaicans who never really come through the struggle like the rest of us. But up to this point, you understand me, we know that in a Jamaica, you understand me, it's out of many one people. You see what I'm saying? So we're not fighting that. We see people come on the scene. We don't do that. But what we're saying is that when you look at the transformation that's taking place under the Jamaica Labour Party, and when you see how, you know, the JLP outshine Mark Golding in the parliament, and how the PNP get outshined by the labor rights or the JLP in every single way, we have to ask ourselves, why does he enjoy the kind of privileges that he gets? And the reason that I decided to talk about this, because I spoke about this before, is, as I said before, the entertainers, they're coming out to talk and they're saying support Mark Golding. But we don't see them putting arguments on the table. We don't hear them saying, this is what Mark Golding has done. You understand me? We see the media criticizing Mark Golding for his failures and his shortcomings. So what are we looking at? Are we not looking at his work? Why do we look at Andrew Holness's work? You understand me? And we judge him. We criticize every single thing he does. With all the programs that the JLP is running simultaneously, why are we still disrespecting Prime Minister Andrew Holness? And everybody know the terms that they use to describe the man. Yeah? But Mark Golding gets to walk free. I have to talk about it because this evening I was saying to somebody, it's like, what's going on right now with Mark Golding and PNP? And what go on now with the Jamaican people and PNP and the Jamaican people and JLP is like a situation where you have two picnic and one of the picnic them a dark skin and one of them a brown skin. So it's like the one with the brown skin automatically get better treatment. But the one with the dark skin, no matter how much they do, is like it's never enough. It's the same kind of mindset. So we have to talk about this part of our culture that at the end of the day, we can't blame Mark Golding for, but we have to blame our own people for and our own mindset because we are allowing our ignorance to lead us astray as a people. And it don't look good. And we know that it's not everybody, but a big portion of society, especially the young people, that's how they're functioning. And I have to do my part in calling it out because it is not fair. So Mr. C. Mr. says, Mark Golding represents the elite in Jamaica. And they are the ones who have large businesses here. That's why the prejudice, absolutely, brilliant comment. Mark Golding represents the elite. Just yesterday, they had another nationwide protest in the United States of America. They call it the Hands Off protest. And the protest is specifically against Elon Musk and Donald Trump. And why is the protest going on? Because Trump coming from privilege and Elon Musk being one of the world's richest men, if not the richest, they are out here making decisions for the regular people. And millions of people are protesting. You think about it. An election that took place in November. It's now April. You understand me? And the people are still protesting. The people are still making noise because of all these policies that's been put in place by people who are not going to be bound to those policies. People who will not be dealing with the consequences of those policies. But regular people elect them because of their own faulty thinking that because they are rich and because they come from privilege, that they are going to put policies in place that will benefit the people. And we're saying no. And we're looking at it and we're saying it's a big example. It's the same kind of scenario we see playing out in Jamaica right now. Look at how Mark Golding benefited through Finsac and turn around and lie to it even when the records are there to show. So what this is telling us is that the man has no regard for us, yet we hold the man in such high esteem. So now that Andrew Holness and the labor rights, they are doing the work, we want to judge them by everything that we think they are not doing, in spite of everything that they are doing. But when it comes to Mark Golding, we automatically believe that Mark Golding is here to save us. A lot of people think that Mark Golding is here to save us. And this thing about white savior complex, it's a real thing. Yeah? It says white savior complex, also known as white saviorism, is an ideology that a white person acts upon from a position of superiority to rescue black, indigenous, or persons of color. You understand me? Whether he's trying to save a community or anything like that. But I want to flip that around, because at the end of the day, it is the people who are looking to go to the polls to decide who they want to run the country. They are the ones that we have to be looking at this point. You understand me? So in a country where the man who comes from the regular people is building up the nation and has outperformed everybody before, and is making Jamaica proud on the world stage and setting the foundation for greater things to happen to Jamaica and for Jamaicans in the future. This is the man that we're now looking to say that a man shows up on the scene and the man has no track record of performance, neither as a businessman or a politician. Yet, we're looking at this man to come and run the country. Why we stay so Jamaica people? Why are we like this, black people? Why are we not wiser and smarter? It's 2025. Why are we not reading and educating ourselves on the things that we need to be paying attention to in order for us to make sound political decisions? Annette Allen says, we must reverse the Bakra Massa curse. He must go back to his ancestors in England. I agree. Somebody said Mark Golding in Jamaica. Mark Golding in Jamaica. She says as racism. All right, Maxine, I'm not sure. I think you said Mark Golding. All right, let's move on from that comment. I'm not sure I'm going to get that one right. But Ricardo says, good evening, steady family. Big up yourself. You understand me? Bill Reed. Bill Reed, who are you, by the way? You understand me? Opal says, show our labor rights. Colorism mentality is what's going on here. Thank you very much, Barbara. Let's talk through it. So it's not even about, it's not just about color, but it's also race. But the colorism part is also a part of it. Yeah? It's a part of it. They look at them, if you notice, a lot of them call Mark Golding sir, The other day, I looked at some messages that said to have been leaked from Mark Golding. And from if it is true that those messages came from Mark Golding, then we heard him talk about what we're going to do with this boy party. And whoever he was talking to, that person was saying, okay, president. Okay, president. So the mindset is there, this inferiority complex that we still have. The thing that Bob Marley says, to emancipate ourselves from mental slavery. It's like it's a big part of us. And we cannot bring up this topic without talking about this skit that Jamaicans believe that it was okay to do. Okay to put Mark Golding in this position where Mark Golding had take chain off a man. So Mark Golding is in the role of Bakra Massa. You understand me? And somebody with locks on them head with a Bob Marley shirt on in the person of Big Stone is there. And here are the poor people whose ancestors have suffered through slavery. You understand me? Making noise because they truly believe and they saw a vivid picture of a white savior in the person of Mark Golding. And it's a sad thing. And I'm talking about it not because I'm here to attack Mark Golding's race, but I am here to use this as an example to say, people, it is time that we open up our eyes. It's time to open up our eyes. The next thing I notice about a lot of young people and the PNP is that PNP are trying to rewrite their history every single where you go. PNP are trying to rewrite what happened during Finsac. They're trying to rewrite every single thing. They're trying to rewrite what happened in the scandals. They're trying to rewrite their role in Finsac. And they want to tell us what Finsac was meant to do. But what they're not telling us is what Finsac did. I want them to come and explain to me how Godfrey Dyer borrowed $15 million to improve his hotel. and yet he had to pay back something to the sum of 143 to 153,000. How was that not government corruption? How was that not manipulation? How was that not government abuse? How was that any kind of assistance? How is it that the same guys who were there and who were exposed to this kind of thing are here appealing to the Jamaican people, talking to the young people who have never lived through the PNP history, and they are out here acting as if they are fresh new kids on the block, trying to take over the government, criticizing everything this government is doing. Yet this is the government that has performed the best on every single metric that matters, on not just in Jamaica but on the bigger stage. Yeah, we have to talk about it. So Mark Golden is enjoying this white privilege. You understand me? And as I said before, the white privilege usually comes, the white saviorism rather, it generally comes from a place where it's the white person that puts themselves in the position, whether them decide, say, them going to go to Africa and improve the water situation. And we're not here to bash anybody and their efforts to help. We're just saying that in this day and age, we don't need that. So what we're saying is that when we look at the metrics, when we look at how Mark Golden, as I said before, Mark Golden has been in the parliament for what? Over 30 years. Favour Williams just did her second presentation, and her budget presentation, her maiden presentation, made the man look bad. Made Julian look bad. And by the second time around, she completely wiped the floor with them, to the point where after their own turn to tell the Jamaican people what they had to bring to them, they had to go and keep a press conference. I believe today again, they went ahead and they had what they call the People's Parliament, trying to dress up the thing. I see Julian Robinson out there trying to dress up and to give further explanation and clarity, while at the same time, all the ideas that they're putting out there, they're pretty much spin those ideas of what the JLP is already doing. So if JLP is the blueprint for all the better ideas coming from the PNP and Mark Golden, then what's the point in changing course? And even if Mark Golden and PNP come up with any good ideas, there are no good ideas out there that the JLP would not put out there in the interest of the people, because the JLP is taking care of the people. The other day, me hear a content creator so foolish to say that, yeah, them a talk about road and water and this and that. You understand me? But what about they were talking about policies as it relates to housing, because a lot of them them feel good about what Mark Golden said the other day about the 4,000 people or so that would benefit if they should go ahead and give the 500,000 or what have you. You understand me? But they're not looking at the bigger picture. A lot of people don't understand how governments make their money, how government must tax people. You understand me? And the other means by which government do make their money. They don't understand this. So they feel like anything that is promised to them can be delivered. And we have to let you understand, yes, many things that are promised can be delivered, but at what cost? Like, what will Jamaica be like? Look at what's happening right now on the world stage. Tariffs hitting every country, left, right, and center, because the United States of America has decided that, listen, we are not just going to continue to let everybody come and experience this benefit, that benefit, and the third. So we are imposing these tariffs because we want to encourage people to produce right here at home and so on. But as you know, the very nature of business is that you have to look for the best cost as it relates to labor, as it relates to raw material and everything to keep your business afloat. But that's exactly what they're saying. We have to look out for ourselves. We have a government, and as Andrew Holness has said, you know, we're not going to go ahead and spend, such as what? we see Mark Golding them promised to do, which is very much in keeping with PNP tradition. But after we finish spending, guess what usually happens? We find ourselves in all kinds of problems. And this is what we don't want to happen. So, as we said before, the best ideas coming from over the PNP camp and Mark Golding, they're ideas that they spin off the JLP. So why should we take them seriously when it is known that they're under criticism for how long now for all the things that they're not doing, all of these broad promises that they're making, but we don't see how they're going to be actioned and how they're going to be financed. You get what I'm saying? And now you see them try to tighten up what them do out there. But Jamaica people, do not be foolish. Let's go and hear what the people in the comment section are saying. Somebody said, big up steady and many blessings. Big up same way in Patrick Perkins. You understand what I say? Somebody said, real talk. No care what Mark Golding do or say. You understand me? No care what he do or say, him get away with it. Of course, he does get away with everything where him do and him say. And I'm saying, that is not so much of it's not a Mark Golding problem, you know. It's a Fui problem. It's the mindset of our people. We always believe that, you understand me, somebody else is better. Some other race is better. You understand me? If on a race we are dealing with, it has to be the person with the higher color, the one with the last name. It's always some factor that is not a critical factor in making a decision as to who is supposed to lead the country. We always do this to ourselves. People go ahead and hit the like button and know me I talk good. You understand what I said to you? So somebody says selective dunce. That's who we choose to be. Oh yeah. And you can see it on social media. No rationale for our decisions. Somebody say, hi, steady. Hope you and family are good. Thank you, Jacetta. We are great. Hope your family is great as well. Bless up yourself. Bless up Electra says, shower labor rights. Let them believe that and don't take a leaf from America. I'm telling you, the protests went on yesterday. Protesting for months. When the first time President Trump came on the scene, everybody said, oh, he's a businessman and he's going to do this and he's going to do that and he's going to do the third. But that was not the result. It's the same kind of reasoning that they're running with when it comes to Mark Golding. They're a businessman. Like, right now, I don't see people even trying to give reasons. In most cases, and I see them, right? I see them everywhere. And I know what's going on in the current news, you know, but I just decide to talk on this because at the end of the day, I have to try to understand because as Jamaicans, we really don't make political decisions based on facts. Yeah? We don't make political decisions based on data and based on performance. We will vote off of vibes. We will sell votes. We will do anything. And they, Mark Golding, them understand that very clearly. That's why PNP, that's why they could have run so many places for so long, not perform, and yet the people still vote for them. Let me take some comments. Somebody, Rose Henry say, hi, steady, and the chat family. Big up yourself, Rose Henry. Big up yourself, Simone, moderator in the building. You understand me? Angie says, greetings, steady blessings. Greetings to you, same way, family. Cornell, big up yourself, steady family. Heart of love, same way, fam. You understand me? Truth, thank you very much, Simone. I listen, if you know me, I talk the truth, put it in the comment, because I know, say, I know me alone, I think like this. You understand what I say to you? Yeah, man. Good night. Big up yourself. Same way, Joan Barker. Simone says you can take people out of slavery, but you can't take slavery mentality out of some people. Leonie Lioness, big up yourself, same way. You understand me? That's very true, Simone. So you have to ask yourself, so the white savior is the white savior complex, you know. And we talk about white savior complex in Jamaica. We have to talk about Manley because he was the first one. Manley came up with a lot of good ideas. I will talk about it, but Manley did not make the condition of the Jamaica people better. When PJ came and talked about black man time now, that did not change situations. You understand me? One of the highest unemployment rate and the crime rate took place under his administration. Dr. Andrew Holness and this administration came on the scene, and we see them working night and day. Yes, a lot of people would like to see a lot of things improve, but you understand me? What about the fact that some people, because they have PMP running the country for so long, how long them not have running water in a them pipe? We have to be trying to fix these issues in a 2025. And you see how much money the water project them a cost. And for people who always have running water in a them pipe, you can't say anything because you carry water and you suffer. And Dr. Andrew Holness decide and the JLP decide to go ahead and take on these monumental projects that the PNP them leave behind. But some people, they don't see that. The unemployment rate being 3.5% right now says that no young people should in a Jamaica talk about. You understand me? Should in a Jamaica talk about PNP look out for the poor more than JLP. No, that's an inherited mindset that y'all need to get rid of. When you hit the like button because you don't know, say, I true me a talk. You see me I say? Simone said they're just confusing themselves. A lot of them just confusing themselves. Somebody say, how can I vote for a party that doesn't know a budget different from a proposal? Thank you very much. You understand what I say? Different from a manifesto. They're a bunch of fools. But what we're saying is that back in the day and up to now, the more mature and the more experienced, at least we can think critically enough to see the flaws and to realize how dangerous this is. But unfortunately, a lot of young people don't see it. I saw a young lady talking on somebody's page, and the young lady sounded good, based on for her age and the fact that a lot of times they're not as informed. And she was talking about the plan for Mark Golden when him say, yeah, ain't gonna give the $500,000. And we say, what? It probably gonna help about 4,000 people. Look how many people are looking for houses. You see, they talk about the deposit, but they don't talk about money that they have to realize if you're gonna buy on the open market, for instance, you have to think about things like closing costs, all of that, and it's a good whack of money same way. And if it is that on the field, say, things are going to be so easy that the deposit is going to be paid for you and you can't get the biggest house, but you don't know how to finance it. Set them a set you up for problem. Andrew Holness, them have a good plan. Them say if you make under $30,000, the NHT is building houses within the $14,000 region. And before you know it, you understand me, you can pay probably about 200 and something thousand in that region and you can get a property. That's a realistic plan that can spread out right across Jamaica. Mark Golden, them only have said things that sound good now. And for those of you who think that, you understand me, it can just be 500, go to the NHT and get the facts. And I tell myself, so I'm going to talk to my realtor tomorrow to remind me of some of those costs that are involved in you understand me, in the purchasing of a property in a Jamaica because it's been so long. You understand me? But it's more than that. So when the JLP sets out a plan, the JLP sets out a realistic plan. Mark Golden them set out a bag of promises just because they want to win votes. So we're challenging the argument that they put forth, and we're challenging whatever plans, proposal, or manifesto they're putting out there. So we're challenging what they're putting out there to say that it's not as far-reaching as it sounds. You understand me? And also, where they not have the credibility to be believed. This government, has shown the credibility, has demonstrated the credibility and the work to show that they will do the things that they say they're going to do. So you don't change course to give a whole brand new person. Mark Golden can't even keep the doors of his own businesses open. How is he going to take on the entire Jamaica? Like, what are we looking at when we judge Mark Golden? Come on, Jamaica, we need to get over this complex whereby we believe that because a person look a certain way or because they come from a certain place, that they will be better to run the country, because that is the only thing you're telling me, because you don't have any arguments to show where he has better plans for Jamaica. Mark Golden has embarrassed himself and the PNP, not just before the entire Jamaica, but on the world stage. And them don't have arguments to back it up. So what are we looking at? Let me go back in the comments. You understand me? Somebody said, True is talking instead of big up Leon the Lioness. Somebody said, they have no plans for us. I can't forget about what they did. You understand me? To Eddie. Yeah, man, that's how they do. Always looking for a way out. Marsha Headley, big up yourself, same way. You understand me? We're saying third term. You understand me? In time like this, in times like this, Jamaica is not for PNP. I love that. Jamaica is not for PNP government in this time, in this day and age. And you see, the problem with a lot of the younger youth them nowadays, the younger people them, is that they refuse to look in the history to understand what went on. They believe that those things are the days of old, but we're saying that they're not changed. They haven't changed. The old players, they're back, and they're going to play the same party politics. The truth about the PNP, we saw it the other day in the Lawrence Rose saga. The truth about the PNP is what we see happening in the municipalities. And the truth about them, it took place in the scandal them that happened throughout the 90s. That was the PNP, and they haven't changed. Always looking to hand out things to people for the short term. But when it comes on to the long term, they don't care. They just allow things. They just brought down Jamaica. And when they're done, they hand it back to the JLP. Well, we are saying no. It cannot work this time around. You understand me? Leon the Lioness say, I do hope we as Jamaicans make sure those people never see Parliament. Although they can't tell what they're going to do to make Jamaica move forward. They can't. They just have this entitlement mentality to say that, they should be the government. Remember one time when them says PNP country and make labor rights shaking at them boots, because we know that the people were going to go out and vote PNP no matter what. So the real problem in the country, when you think about it, the problems we've faced over the years, in Jamaica, is that it's not so much the people that we put into the parliament, but are the people who elect them into the government. How you elect people in a parliament for 40 years, such as do in a Westmoreland. Yeah? When you still have bad roads, you have no water, no good water, no sewage, the proper sewage system in our area, yet you still vote for them. You still vote because they cook one pot for you. I was listening to this conversation on the weekend. You understand me? And big up to my subscriber that sent that to me. You understand me? Where Venetia Phillips had to join a conversation on TikTok to say what was happening in Western Westmoreland. Because Wickham McNeil had Western Westmoreland for about 4 terms or so. Yet, did not develop Western Westmoreland. Moreland steps in. You understand me? And I guess now them have some crossover people. And we understand that the people who cross over from the PNP, they are not working with the MP. You understand me? PNP playing party politics. I don't want to get into too much of that, because we know that The executive in the JLP, they know how to resolve those problems. However, if those problems are taking place, then we have to talk about it. Councillors not working with the NP, PNP still do them thing, and yet look at how Moreland is transforming the place. So we are said to the people them in a western Westmoreland, and we are said to the people them in a eastern Westmoreland. You understand me? And in a central Westmoreland, you better be careful and do not allow them to come and fool you again. Because what we all get to understand is that Ian Hills just go cook one pot pan a corner sometimes, and people rope in. That's how little they think of the people that they're supposed to serve, as opposed to Dr. Andrew Holness putting in all kind of infrastructure, making things easier and better for all Jamaicans, as him say. But PNP have a way to fool the Jamaican people for come talk about they are looking out for the poor. When we're putting in all kind of water facilities so that people can have good running and proper drinking water and so on, that's looking after poor people business. When we're improving roads, that's looking after poor people business. Path program, that's looking after poor people business. Scholarships out there for people that go to school, that's looking after poor people business. Even in a place where we have to put up this state of emergency them to make sure say certain things in a certain community, things cannot run the way they used to, and to continue to disadvantage people living in certain communities, that is also looking out for poor people. We see the housing that Andrea give out every Friday, that is looking out for poor people. Why are the PNP so stupid? You understand me? Why, in other words, why are they so lie? And we're asking people, don't be stupid to listen to what they are saying. You see what I'm saying? All the elders who have lived through the PNP administrations, they tell us every day that this is the best government that they've ever seen. For once, man, if you're not young, you listen to the elders. We don't have no reason for lie to you. This is not about color. You understand me? This is about moving Jamaica forward. And you're supposed to play for your part in doing this. But just the other day, say, heart is there where you're getting paid to go and learn. And we saw from the survey we looked at the other day, where it talked about the fact that, the survey that was done shows that the JLP or Andrew Holness had a 19% lead when it comes on to what people believe about which government is able to push the country forward economically, which government is able to provide jobs, and so on. They did say it's Dr. Andrew Holness. So if you're a young Jamaican at this time, or wherever you fall, if you're still within your working years, in an economy where it's 3.5% unemployment, you have no excuses. Sometimes we don't expect things to be too easy for you. We're full of privilege just like Mark Golden. We're not too entitled sometimes. A lot of us had to build something in economies where we could not afford to lose our jobs. We could not afford to walk off our job. We could not afford to get up and talk about. You understand me? These are low-income jobs. And I heard Dr. Andrew Holness respond to that the other day, and he said, listen to me. To get to the top of any ladder, you have to step on the first rung. Some of y'all, you cannot be 18. You just come out of school and you expect top paying jobs that is going to give you your dream car within a year or two. What kind of mentality is that? Leave that the mentality to people like Mark Golden. You understand me? Leave that the mentality to people who grew up with privilege like Mark Golden and Peter Bunting. That is not for the poor man. You understand what I say? Let me look in the comments and hear what the people are saying right now. You understand me? So yeah, I'm telling you, Jamaica people are deal with JLP and PNP. That PNP are the brown girl where everybody love and run down. You know Jamaica mindset already. You see. You ever notice when you come over the news, say, a girl get dirt, and if it's a brown pretty girl or the whole Jamaica run down because one of their favorites get dirt. But if it's a regular dark-skinned girl, it's not the same thing. It's the same thing with labor rights and PNP right now. And we have to use language that the people can understand. So when I treat the labor right them like the labor right them are the dark-skinned picnic. But the PNP are the brown-skinned picnic. So the brown-skinned picnic not have to perform, not have to do, and not have to put out as much effort and energy in order to be loved and respected and appreciated. The brown one not have to do that. But the dark one, no matter how hard they work, the dark one is never good enough. Come on, man. And the same thing we are doing in the politics right now in Jamaica. You understand me? We are use Mark Golden skin color and him background and him race. Not because he's from the UK, but because he's a white man. If he was a white American, if he was a white Australian, if he was a white European, it wouldn't be any different. We, the regular Jamaican people, would still find a way. And we're saying Mark Golden has not demonstrated the capacity to lead Jamaica as effectively and efficiently as Dr. Andrew Holness. When Dr. Andrew Holness was in opposition, he was able to write brilliant plans that he could sell to the Jamaican people. Let us not forget in 2016 how popular Portia was and how Portia was the favorite. But Andrew Holness had a plan. As a young man, a young politician, he had a plan, and he was able to sell that plan to the Jamaican people, and he was able to bring that plan into fruition. And we've watched how he has grown in the politics. The Dr. Andrew Holness of 2025 is not the same Andrew Holness we had in 2016. We have a more mature politician who's looking at other things, who's looking at things on a bigger scale right now. And that's what we ought to be doing as Jamaica. People, make sure that you're hitting the like button as we speak right now. You understand me? Simone said Mark is nothing but a scammer. Pretty much. You understand me? Rudy Nelson, big up yourself same way. Yeah, some of them, they're just die-hearted. And I see a lot of people agreeing with me. Thank you very much. It's the truth, man. Come on, let's talk about it now, man. Listen, where me come from, me a 6'3", so me's not a short youth, You understand me? I said to you, me's not a short youth. That be a disrespect anybody that's short. You see what me I said to you? And I know when I come from them say, you're tall, dark, and handsome and all them things there, you make it. No. I come across people in life who make me know, so listen to me, because me not the light skin like some people. You understand me? I have to know my place in a society. Me not have a light skin, me not have a complexion, I not have a last name. So me have to understand, so me have to work for my own. And even when we work for our own, we have to know a place. We're not going to get invited to their parties. We're not going to be a part of their Tapanaris League. We heard one time, Bunting was describing Nigel Clark, And Bunting had every adjective for Nigel Clark, except talking about the brilliance of the man, Nigel Clark, Bunting was trying to size up this man. Bunting, nitwit Bunting, who have a cry because he couldn't do his own job because he was a Tapanaris and he don't know what it is to work hard for a day in our life yet. Bunting, them will lose them business and so on. You understand me? Bunting, that all he know how to do is criticize, but when it comes to performance, he cannot perform, and we have seen it before, trying to criticize the Honorable Dr. Nigel Clark, who is now a managing director with the IMF. Nobody wanted to know who Mark Golden was. Mark Golden was never shortlisted for that job. You understand me? Dr. Nigel Clark, a dark-skinned Jamaican man from Upper Westmoreland right there. So that's the man that was chosen for that job. Big up yourself, Nigel. So we can use the example of Dr. Nigel Clark to show you that even on the world stage, Nobody is looking at a Mark Golding to say, hey, yeah man, this is the man for the job because he look like him come from somewhere. No, when we look into the history and we see where Mark Golding, where government pay $85,000 to help get Billy Craig off its hands, and then Mark Golding then would end up having 40% share in a that. When you look at all the privileges that Mark Golding has enjoyed through government corruption, and yet, with all that government corruption, no, they don't want to hear about that, you know. They want to hear about the $3 trillion that they say it was unaccounted for. And everybody who work in any kind of management business, you understand me, any formal corporation, you know that sometimes there are certain processes that at some stage, you understand me, they didn't follow certain procedures and certain protocols. And so a lot of things went unaccounted for. But not because it's unaccounted for, it doesn't mean that it was stolen. But that is what regular Jamaican podcasters want to come up here and talk about. People with them YouTube channels. That's what they want to talk about. They want to come and talk about, you know, the $3 trillion that was missing. Where is the evidence that it was missing? It may have not been accounted for, but who can you blame for this? The same kind of people who come out here, and that's why I'm telling you, sometimes you can't just argue with them. You have to look them in their face and show them that, and just tell them, say, "Oh, a hypocrite," and we see exactly what we do. Yeah? When Mark Golding came out and talked about Andrew Holness under 6 parliamentarians under investigation for illicit enrichment, would you believe it? Would you believe it? Because you don't believe that Mark Golding, white privilege, gave him the privilege to have information that nobody else don't have. You understand me? I say, but look how much time Mark Golding failed, you know, but you know, still hold on to Mark Golding coattail. Why are you doing it? So you don't need to get over this idea that you don't need one white man to come save you. You don't need to get over this idea that you don't need somebody who come from a rich background with a big last name. We regular Jamaicans, we need to get over this foolishness, because this is what they use against us, and take the resources of the country and them share it up among themselves, and they left us out there so I suffer. Yet we have a government that is looking out for the regular Jamaican people. Yet a we same one turn round, because we're not on a code. A we same one turn round and I try to yank the government back out of Andrew Holness' hand so you can give to a white man. So you can give to one Tapanaris. Come on, Jamaican people. We need to do better than that. You understand me? The ones who don't want to work are the ones who don't want to work, man. They are the ones running behind Mark Golding. Somebody said, if Jamaica made the mistake to vote PMP, it will be a dark day for Jamaica. Very much so. Very much so. You understand me? True steady. JLP build, PMP brought down in every single administration. But who's going to tell the young people that? Which are the young ones them going to come up and, you understand me? Go get the history of the 70s. Go find out what happened during the 70s. Go find out what happened during the 90s. Go find out what happened in the 80s under Siaga. Go find out what happened under every PNP government as opposed to JLP, and come back and argue with us. Come back and tell us that you're basing your mindset and your decision on a solid foundation, because y'all are not. Let me see what's going. Let me see this comment right here, sir. All right, so Alex Smith, big up yourself same way. Somebody said, first time in Jamaica history, my brother. Leave a work yesterday and now in Mobile working today. See it there? Who not working don't want to work. They just waiting for handouts. Thank you very much. We know. And that's a part of the reason why PNP is so bad for Jamaica. I tell you the other day, say I just did some work. I tell you from the other day, we look for a mason. 1, 2, 3 Mason, you call them, you can't find no Mason. Mason out there at work. And Mason at work a lot more money than a lot of these people who are running down these office jobs and all of these jobs that they want to show off and them friend for make them look important and so on. You understand me? So when I say big up to all of the trade people them out there right now, every mason, every carpenter, you understand me? Every man out there who work a trade, every plumber, all of them, big up to them, every tiler, because them a make real money out there. But uno don't know that because enough of uno just bossy and want a handout for go party at night time. Because enough of uno we talk and enough of uno can find money for go buy a Hennessy for $20,000 and put on table in a party. You understand me? I want to understand, say, if you just save that the money in a known time, you can save the deposit for a house and go get a house that is within your income range. But no, you don't want to hear none of that. You don't want to hear what sound good because deep down, you don't feel to say there is money to throw around on everybody. You don't need to wise up, man, and stick with a stable government. You understand me, I said to you? So let's see what the people are saying. Somebody says straight talk. Big up yourself same way. Somebody said, from I was young growing up, I always hear people talking about that PNP loves the poor. PNP loves keeping people poor. Absolutely. And the people that the PNP have kept poor who keep running behind them so that they can get like a bird feeding in their mouth. I feed them, pick them you hear come out now and I talk on social media. You understand me? Come on, folks. Let's get up the likes. Thank you very much. Simone is asking us to like up the live because we're talking about good things. Junior Miller, big up yourself. Same way saying big up to the steady massive. You see what I said to you? One plank back goal and have is the Finsac way again. Same way John Baker. We can see that. Yeah? So, we want to stick with the topic. You understand me? The white saviorism. You hear Mark Golan come and talk about, oh, we just want to help the people. Anybody remember anybody did say that before they got into power? You understand me? Me say the thing is identical to what is happening on this side of the aisle. Yeah? You come under the guise because Mark Golan disrespect. Mark Golan despised Jamaica so much that Mark Golan not even the house where the man live in. You understand me? The man not even put it in his name. Mark Golan run one of the poorest, most rundown garrisons in Jamaica. Yet, 2 years in 2022, after Mark Golan became opposition leader, Mark Golan went ahead and he invested the sum of $3 billion, the equivalent of 3 billion Jamaican dollars in a housing project, in the Bahamas. That man, Mark Golan, did that. And yet, he might act like saying care about people. Look at the stairwell that collapsed in his community the other day. Look at the community roads that we saw Nesta Morgan had to be dealing with the other day. Mark Golan lied about what? I think it was Torrington Drive or something, saying a theme one. So the next thing about it, the next thing with them young people, for sure you say they're not conscious. Enough PMP. Mark Golan keeps lying to the people. The other day, Mark Golan came to the parliament, spoke for 3 hours, and with all of the talking, he never knew that he would have been held to a high standard. He never knew that he would have been scrutinized for what he put out there to say it a budget. When it came under criticism and a real budget was presented by a real Jamaican black woman who at one point was carrying water on her head, but she built up herself and now she's the Minister of Finance and the first female Minister of Finance. Big up Favour. When Favour mashed him up and whop him up in the parliament, Mark Golan stood up before the entire Jamaica and said that was not a budget, it was a proposal, and it's not that all of these things would come into effect in the next year. And then him go back and say, all right, they're going to come and tell you how they're going to finance the budget. Then I think today again, they kept the people's parliament. This is what this is what you put your trust in. If this is what you trust, you come like a somebody will copy for the don't speak in the school. You understand me? PNP, no PNP act like the one that will copy from the don't speak ni. You understand me? Because you see that Mark Golan no have no plans and no have no substance. But you are still looking at Mark Golden as a viable plan, a viable option to say, yeah, man, it's time now, Andrew Hanover. Give Mark a British a chance, man. Give Mark a British a chance. Come on, people. No need for wise up and start think. Somebody said the PNP mentality don't change. Pure handout and the crash program. That's what they want. You see what I said to you? And we know it's true. The people say are the truth may I talk out here. Study. I heard that the matter about Western Westmoreland, and I was about shocked and disgusted. Oh, we know that things like that will happen. Let me tell you something when me realized when I look at PNP and how PNP function, I just tell myself, say PNP, most PNP you just cannot convert because PNP is a culture, it's a mindset. You understand me? It is a cult. It is something that people live and breathe. You understand me? Clearly, people who get things from the PNP, that's why they are like that. You understand me? So, somebody said they are not looking out for the poor. Their only intention is to keep the poor poorer. Absolutely, because once they do that, then the poor will continue to vote for them. You understand me? I said to you. Cheryl says, big up yourself, same way, Cheryl. If it's even the fact that crime has gone down in Westmoreland, they should vote for JLP. Absolutely. But will the people listen? You understand me? Will the people take heed when we talk to them? You see me? I say, facts and facts. A facts we are give them. Somebody said Dr. Chang was also the best water minister. Somebody said PMP would prefer us living in toilets. Oh my goodness, I don't know. Anthony C. Mr. saying facts. You understand me? Kenra Farron saying different glass tonight, steady. Yeah, man. Hey, you know, say, the other day, I realized I have to strain my eye upon the thing, so I say, I'm going to get a reading glass, you understand me? So, everything is big, bright, and clear right now. This is my first reading glass, by the way. I never knew reading glasses were so effective. So, we live how we learn, you understand me, I said to you. So, somebody said, big up steady, out of Eastern St. Andrew. You're in Augustown, shower, one favor. Bless up yourself, same way, family. Listen. We see a Tapanari so try to take over that area there, you know. Listen to me, man. I would be so listen, labor rights. You see, for this election, I beg you no vote like you never vote before. Because at the end of the day, Simone said PNP is the browning. And the real thing, may I tell you, vote like you never vote before. Because right now, we know that once Dr. Andrew Holness is given this third term, we know he's going to continue. We don't want to go back to a place where we have to be anxious about what's going to happen because every day we're going to hear about the scandal them. We're going to hear about it. There is no doubt about it. It's the way PNP function. I remember, you know, Mark Golden is just somebody that they want to use as a tool, you know. So when if Mark Golden should become government, you notice, if we have something for the maroon, if we have something for everybody and everybody, all ain't going to be able to do is squander the country money. And PNP, they go always find ways and means to disguise their true deeds from the Jamaican people. That's not a risk we can take. Simone said PNP is the browning. That's true, man. How we treat PNP is like the brown picnic. PNP country, there is a preference for the brown picnic. No matter what happened, the brown picnic never have to do as much to get the love and the respect and the cuddling of the parents because they're born brown. That's why so much people end up going and bleaching. Them bleach like that because them know so that is where the thing is. That is how we deal with labor rights and PNP. In a Jamaica, the labor rights have to be the dark skin one where have to work hard and do everything to prove themselves every day. But still, you have to wonder who's going to be the preference at the end of the day. Jamaica, our mindset is so messed up. MDL, big up yourself. That is so disgusting, though. That is how we think. That is how we think as a people. Steady. I was just watching that video with Venetia earlier today. Yeah, man, I saw it yesterday. And she spoke about it, spoke about their agenda. And listen, me want to say big up to Venetia Phillips. Venetia Phillips is here, and Venetia Phillips is telling us about the nature of the beast called the PNP. Listen to me. I feel like anybody stepping over, you understand me? I think they need to vet them, and I think they need to look at them really seriously and carefully, because I am learning this, you know. It's a reason why a lot of people are drawn to the PNP. And there's a reason why a lot of people are drawn to the JLP. It's two different mindsets. You have a people who believe that they must work. If you give them the opportunity, they will work for what they want, and they will do their part in building up Jamaica to leave something behind. That is the JLP mindset. The PNP mindset is to take. And when you can't leave nothing for children's children, no. You understand me? We cannot see how that is a problem. But it is a problem. You see what I said to you? Somebody said, first of all, Mark is not a politician. He's not. Mark Golding hasn't done anything to show what that he has earned his position. Remember, I know, Mark Golding never have to run and fight for him seat, you know. Mark Golding's seat was handed down to him, you know. The next privilege, you know. You understand me? I say, me know, so you can look at it as, in that case, you can call it party privilege. He enjoys all manner of privileges. The moment this man came on scene, me say, you know, this is going to be different, because the first problem we're going to have with Mark Golding, and the first problem we're going to have with a lot of Jamaicans, is that Mark Golding is going to think that he is from a race where automatically he's better than the black man to lead the country. No matter how much better the black person is, he's going to. That's the first problem I saw when Mark Golding came on the scene. And the second problem I saw was the same Jamaican mindset, where a lot of Jamaicans would have rather hand over back the country to the slave master than to watch a Jamaican lead the Jamaica into prosperity. And then you wonder why a lot of people cannot respect us. The Tapanaris, they really don't respect we. I've heard them talk. Them say the people on the ground come like a cattle. Because of their mindset, they think like a cattle. Just get, it don't take nothing for get them to turn against one another. It don't take nothing for them divide and conquer. If Andrew Holness was the one accusing Mark Golding of illicit enrichment, it wouldn't reach nowhere. The first thing I say, Andrew don't no proof of that, man. Where Andrew, if Andrew can't prove that gone already, man. No, but because it's Andrew Holness and he's a black man, and the black man is always seen as the one who do bad things, even though when you look at the facts, that's not it. You understand me? But we are people. We are always willing to throw a free own. I'm coming to a close soon, you know, because clearly I chose a topic that clearly it's not. The people understand, and a lot of people agree, and the people see the point. You understand me? Andrew Holness is the visionary one. What is Mark Golding's vision? And don't forget, folks, that since the other day when Mark Golding started come under immense pressure, that we see them look like them start sit down now and them start put plan on paper, and that they're building up things, even though a lot of the things that we see them coming out with, that the JLP is already doing those things. They've just started that a few months before the election. And you think that's something that you would vote for? Come on now, man. That don't make no sense to me. You understand me? Proven, proven, not proven. You understand me? Let me just look at what the people in the comment section are saying as they wind down to the coast. Somebody said Bunting couldn't manage to control crime. He was looking for a divine intervention. Oh, we know this. And yet he's the one that is out here. Like, why do the PNP fail the politicians? It's time for them to go. Right now, as we speak, you understand me? May I look on BOJ TV right here. So PNP campaign rally in a Grovetown Divisional Conference in a South Manchester. You understand me? I said to you. So we will look at what that is saying afterwards. You see me? I said to you. Somebody said, when you run in, run with facts. If not, walk out. That's it. Neville Forbes, you're so correct. Steady. Names and colors plays a huge role in Jamaica. Yeah, we don't reach the place yet where we're thinking about the critical issues that should drive us to vote. And it would make sense that we listen. Like, we notice that a lot of people, they watch the show, but you don't necessarily like the show. Well, we want to say thank you, PMP, for coming here to spend time with us during the nights. And every time we talk facts. Like, why are you choosing Mark Golden? Have you ever... Enough of them, you know. Let me tell you a next thing about enough Jamaicans. A lot of Jamaicans here where you talk about, yeah, man, housing this and housing that. They have never gone to the NHT. Never sign their name in the book, if I that them I do. Never sign their name in the book and say, let me go and speak with a loan officer. You understand me? And if anybody here that is on the fence, if you're uncommitted and if you're PNP, all me ask you to do is this. Take a time out of the day, one day, when are your day off next week, if it's during the week or whatever. You understand me? All you have to do is get 2 pay stub and go up NHT. You understand me? Sign a name in the book for talk to a loan officer. And all you got to do is go and ask them, what do you qualify for? They have your pay slip. They will be able to give you a figure right away. Right away. You understand me? You will know what to qualify for. But when Mark Golden says something, it's not just easy to believe anything they say without verify. You understand me? Yet, Andrew Holness has so many things that he's doing out there. And a lot of people out there who don't even know, because instead of trying to figure out how to benefit from this government right now, all you're thinking about is change of government. You see what I said to you? Come on now, we got to think more critically than that. Somebody said JLP is going to win trust. No joke. One favor Eastern. Of course. You understand me? You got to win our trust because you can. They show us the numbers. They show us how it's going to be done. And that we are telling you. Let me go and see what the people are saying in the comments as we come down to the close. You understand me? So poor equal votes plus food equal must win. I'm telling you that cannot work done at all. Somebody says steady they thought Favor was going to flop, but the lady taught them good and proper brap. I like that. Yeah, man, Favor mashed them up. You understand me? We know hard trust is there and so on. Forward ever, backwards never, that we say. You understand me? How mainstream media do not carry the story about the money he invested in Bahamas? Good question. Because you see, mainstream media is a part of the people them who wants their lion's share out of the NIR, out of all of the money. And as I said before, they know how the country stay. So they are looking to come and reap. That's why everybody I play for them role. So we just have said this time, labor rights, work hard, vote hard. We want to bring home this third term for the JLP, the first time enjoying 3 consecutive terms in government. And for the PNP, even though they're so terrible, you understand me, at the first time they're going to face 3 terms in opposition, 3 consecutive terms in opposition. Jeffrey said, Patricia can't win Eastern St. Andrew. August Shalem right now. Should they a goal her? She use Zozo as our big thing right now. That's kind of what I'm getting from that comment. You understand me? I said to you. Sometimes I want to write patwa, you know. Sometimes I write patwa, it's kind of hard to read. You understand me? I said to you. So, we know. Let's see what the people are. Cinderella, good night, Steady. We are like Freddy. We're ready. Of course we're ready. We are ready. PMP, crab in a barrel mentality. We see it. Kirk says, neither Mark nor the PMP is not the problem right now. You must reach the poor. The poor, You understand me? We must win. And the poor, we're doing a lot to ruin the poor, but we cannot have a situation where we expect to hand out everything to the poor just for their votes. Because, listen to me, if the poor is benefiting so much under JLP right now, that you understand me, they should be voting to keep this government, not lose this government, because we've never seen anything like this under PNP. You see me, I said to you. Kathleen says, them start the scandals already and them no reach in the government. See it there? Thank you very much. Thank you. It's the nature of the beast. You can't change them. You understand me? And Simone says, Andrew don't have nowhere to run. Go Mark can always run away anytime him want. How much time Mark Golden must prove to them that he's a liar? Cheryl is asking. Good question, Cheryl. Leonie Lioness says, steady, some of them cannot go because they never work a day in their life and never pay NHT. See it right there, sir? Them want it. That's why him come around and talk about people who are working them now, no pay stub for sure and all of them thing there. Bag of promises, trying to run the old politics, trying to fool up the people. It's time that we wise up. But like I said before, it's a voters' election this time around. Anybody under 60 years old vote for Mark Golden is a crop. Cheryl said big and serious. Somebody said PNP knows so they're going to lose really bad. And they ought to know. You get what I'm saying, family? So what may I say is this. We have to be smart, and we can't have a situation. When we look at all the factors, we have nothing to justify looking at Mark Golden as the better person to run the country. He has not shown himself superior in terms of plans. Clear plans. Actionable plans, realistic plans. He hasn't shown us realistic plans. He hasn't shown us realistic ideas. He hasn't shown us sustainable plans. He hasn't shown us sustainable ideas. He hasn't shown us that he can keep Jamaica on the path of resilience, such as Dr. Andrew Holness, through prudent fiscal policies. He hasn't shown that. Not to mention the matter of crime, because crime being down 35% for the first quarter, it's a big achievement, and that's not something that should be overlooked in any way, shape, or form. But we understand that we're up against a bunch of people out here who they don't have to have rhyme or reason to say a PNP and a Marky G them want to rule the country. You understand me? Then think Mark is good. As far as they're concerned, they think Mark named Magic Mark, They think that Magic Mark is here to save them when Magic Mark is only here trying to save himself. Magic Mark trying to save himself. So all the money spending and everything where you see them are going with right now, they've been campaigning for so long and so much people are run behind them. You see what they are doing with the money, what they are doing with taxpayers' money in the municipalities. What you think gonna happen, man, if them get their hand on the country's purse? Then go mash up Jamaica. Mark Golden was there in the 90s when Jamaica did a pop down and him running like a hyena. Him and Peter running like a two hyena. And they benefited off the government. They benefited off poor people's backs. They were the ones who benefited greatly and still come and lie about it. And this man come and him a run again. He moved from the business side of the government corruption. Now he wants to get to the government side. They don't know say all ain't gonna do. And when them become the government, all them are gonna do and do the same kind of thing them what Omar Davies used to do, handing out this, that, and the third to them cronies, the cronyism within the PNP. That is all they're going to do. Why would you want to vote for that, folks? You understand me? Why would you want to vote for that? Leonie Lionel said, Mark is trying to save his pocket. We have to believe that. You understand me? Let me see what this person says. We used to tell the church people, you can't tell me about God and on a hungry stomach. Feed me first. Don't expect the poor to hear you. Listen to me unless you find a way to reach them. So, listen, the poor is being reached. And we have a lot of people who come with the hungry belly mentality. With this person named Kirk. And no government should have to put money in a nobody hand for them to vote. That is not poor. That is what you call poor mentality. And while we understand that you can put things in a people's hand, and the one thing I will say about this, whatever the JLP needs to do to win the election, they do. But we understand that that's the mentality that a lot of PNP carry over the last 2 elections. But them, the poor people with the poor mindset, they still were not able to bring the PNP to victory. Yeah? So a lot is being done right now for a lot of people. And we can see that a lot of PNP can't even hold on to their stronghold. So we're not going to import the PNP culture, the licky culture in a Jamaica. You understand me? We're not going to invite it. We're not going to try to uphold the licky culture just in order to get votes. Conscious people will continue to vote for the JLP. You see me I say? Cheryl says licky is different from being poor. Absolutely. True, steady, hungry belly mentality. The hungry belly mentality. They need to get a job and stop waiting on handouts. Absolutely. So the handout business not going to work. And I can't continue to hold Jamaica hostage, expecting everything to be handed out. You understand me? Money a hand out of heart. And must, me tell you, I say not even Jesus did give people things like that. Jesus always have a requirement. You understand me? I said to you, Lazarus, pick up your bed and walk. He always give them, there has to be a requirement. There has to be a requirement. The poor people and the poor mentality people in Jamaica, nothing is for free. Somebody have to pay for it. You can at least do the minimum and put down worthless mentality alone. That's what we are saying. When you put down the worthless licky mentality. Let me look at my survey again. And I'm going to close. So the survey that I asked the other day, you understand me? We had asked a survey question the other day. And I want to go back to it because I realized that more people decided to answer. And then I will be closing shortly. You understand me? So it's time we cut out the favoritism that we are treat Mark Golden with, man. It's time we cut it out. It's time that we look at it. If Mark Golden was Andrew Holness performing the way Andrew Holness is performing, we would have embraced Mark Golden. We would have loved Mark Golden. Talk the truth, people. If Mark Golden was in Dr. Andrew Holness's shoe and taking Jamaica forward, we would have embraced the man. But that is not the case. So, me now go sit down here, so I'm going to like the idea that we are trying to hand the government to somebody who no show so them even understand how the government work. Taking it out of the hand of somebody who's tried and proven on the world stage. You see me, I said to you, we're not going to do that. That's not how it works. That is not how it works. Big up to the moderators. I see them moving some of the chat. Some things are moving out of the chat right now. Absolutely steady. The poor man must play their part. Get to working and pull up yourself. Yes. On if you work. Worthless people on if you work. Somebody need for telling you. On no need for work, man. You understand me? Somebody say he simply doesn't have what it takes to be a politician or to run Jamaica. You understand me? I said to you. So, the question 2 weeks ago, given the PNP's horrific mismanagement, I'm going to just use mismanagement right there so to make it sound good, of the economy and the constant failure to control crime, Why do you think so many young and older Jamaicans support them? You understand me? So we have a few options. Other, love of party politics, handout politics, love of Michael Manley. Let's look at what the people say. We had 187 people that took this survey. You understand me? 5% said other. Love of party / politics, 11%. You understand me? Love of Michael Manley, 19%. And a whopping 64% said it's handout politics. Handout politics. That's why most people follow the PNP handout politics. So when Mark Golden was supposed to present a budget as to how to run the entire Jamaica, he came and he is a handout budget. He came with a handout proposal, a bag of promises that does not demonstrate how he would be able to sustain all of this. What would be producing? PNP is so bad that they were criticizing BPO, calling BPO low pay, low skilled. And we hear Andre come out the other day and him talk about, we're going to look at BPO as the main source of revenue. So if the government is already doing that, why should we change course? I say to us today that, listen, we have absolutely no reason to change course. This JLP government is taking Jamaica forward. Dr. Andrew Holness and the team, they have demonstrated that they are the party to lead Jamaica into the near future, at least, and into the next term. You understand me? At this juncture, it's too critical now to try to change. And with us, I say, JLP, do your part. Uncommitted people, do your part as well. You understand me? Don't just fall for the licky, the easy go, what seems so easy or sound good, but what cannot be reasonably materialized while we keep everything else flowing. So all of the civil servants, them, all the people, them, we are benefit under the government, it is your turn to make sure you do it. So we know that a lot of Jamaicans are being very hypocritical when it comes to how they judge Dr. Andrew Holness and how they judge Mark Golden. And we see them for what we are. And we are saying, hypocrite, we soon on the need for change. Stop judge Andrew Holness by like how you judge a real government. You understand me? And stop judging like how you judge a real government. While you judge Mark Golden just based on how he look and just by his appearance. You understand me? Judge Dr. Andrew Holness on his accomplishments and what he's doing for Jamaica. Judge the man and vote for the man based on the fact that the man is taking Jamaica forward. So, and we say, no more hypocrites. Steady family. It's been a pleasure talking to you. I want to say good night. Make sure you hit the like button. We see the hypocrites, man. Yeah, man. We see them, man. Good night, steady family. I want to say big up and heart of love. See you on the next one. Make sure you hit the like button before you go. Blessed heart of love. Green at the chat. Hit the like button, family. Bless up.
Cut against them one another.